All right, hey, this is the Dad Voice Podcast. I'm Cole.
What's up?
I'm
Phil.
All right, very funny.
That took a lot out of me.
No, I get why you did it, though, because
A lot of
it's
cringe
appropriate.
energy. I had to.
A lot of cringe, but topically appropriate. What are we talking about today?
Let's be kinder to the younger generations.
Okay.
Than possibly the boomers may have been to us. Calling us lazy, maybe gatekeeping certain things. You're not actual hard workers.
Like home ownership.
Get out of my house, please. That TV's only worth $20. Stuff like that.
A successful economy.
Yeah.
Home ownership.
Yeah.
Gatekeeping, things like that.
Oh, yeah. Gatekeeping the American dream.
Right. Yeah, dude,
we can't gatekeep that because we don't really have it ourselves.
We've never achieved it.
Unless this podcast blows up, then I'll be like, oh yeah, the American dream's real.
Yeah. We will completely betray all of our values as soon as this thing pops off.
100%.
So, if you guys want the ability to call us turncoats on the working class,
subscribe and
like
see
and subscribe.
if we actually do.
That's right.
So I guess this comes from, I've seen the Taco Bell new campaign, the Y2K throwbacks. It's got some cool like pop punk in the commercials.
The only thing I'm going to say about this, because I want you to stay on your train of thought here. Thank God for it. Caramel apple empanadas are back. I'm stoked.
Just in time for you.
Just in time for me.
Just in time for fall, girly pop.
That's me, girly pop.
Just in time.
I am addicted to those fucking things. Anyways, keep going.
So the commercials, pop punk, fun Y2K stuff. They're bringing back some Y2K items. And I know that, I guess I don't know this because I'm just an old dad kind of, but it's trendy now, Y2K culture and fashion and stuff for like Gen Alpha, Gen Z maybe. And I was just thinking, because I remember when I was in middle school, people called me a poser because I wore skateboard gear and sucked ass at it.
Yeah,
but
same,
and I was just thinking about, let's not gatekeep the younger generations from enjoying Y2K culture and all of that, by saying, oh, actually my Janko jeans look like this and you weren't there, you were born after 9/11, blah blah blah. Dude, just let them enjoy it. Let's not treat the younger generations badly, because they'll be the ones tending to the earth when we're old. And us.
As someone who belongs to a subculture that is particularly gatekeepy about fashion, I want to say that I was actually stoked when I saw trip pants coming back, like mesh clothing and all that. Like it's becoming more trendy. I will say, like, if you're one of those that picked on the scene in emo and goth kids in school and capitalize on it now that it's trendy, you're a piece of shit. But for the most part, like, I'm stoked to see that fashion is coming back. I was told skinny jeans and apparently stretched ears are old people things to have now. Like, I was like, dude, and I mean, everybody loves to point out my ears. In the comments.
You have true battle scars from Y2K 2000s era.
And for anyone who hasn't seen, I'll try to find a picture to post up, but my ears were at nearly 3 inches diameter. So like they were like that big at the peak. I could fit an Old English 800 bottle in my ear. That was a party trick I used to do. Apparently it's an old people thing now. So
that's crazy. You had a party trick where you shoved the Old English bottle in your hole.
In my hole, but not the hole everyone wanted it to be in. It wasn't.
You can never give the people what they truly want.
Right.
Yeah, I have to leave some stuff open for the imagination.
Right. But by the way, like, people aren't going to understand the Old English 800 bottle thing anymore because I think they're like plastic and smaller now. They're like skinnier and tall. So like we're not even like the generation before us or after us won't really even know.
They won't get to experience dropping a bottle of it outside of a Food Lion in a bad area and screaming because you're already drunk and having to go back in and buy another one.
Or
sucks.
asking the local bum to buy you some and then offering to buy him an OE 800, and then he offers you to come back to his house and party and you're like, no thanks. That like those are core memories for our generation. I don't even know if kids hey mister anymore. Can't you just DoorDash alcohol from your parents' fucking
Pretty
account
much.
now.
Yeah.
God, it's so different now, man.
It is.
I've never been hey mistered. I've never, and it upsets me because I look like someone that would buy teenagers alcohol. I'm not going to, but I look like.
That's your archetype.
Yeah.
I'd rather you do it with me than with, strangers.
Right.
You're like, sir, you are a stranger, and you're weirdly inviting me to your house.
Are you in a pop punk band?
You heard of pop punk? Oh. I still got an old pair of my Hannah Montana pants.
Fucking Hannah Montana jeans are gonna haunt me forever. No, so yeah, the generational gap there with the goth and the scene kids and everything. It's like it's cycling, right?
Yeah.
And by the time I'm 90, maybe skinny jeans will be back in, so I'll be the hippest grandpa, like great grandpa ever. I'm not gonna make it to 90. This is all theoretical, right? I'll probably die in the next 10 years.
Our wives hope not. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very true. But yeah, the Y2K thing, is that really what represents our generation though? Or like, I feel like that's just a trendy thing. I remember the hype around Y2K. I remember Best Buy was like, maybe we should just put warning stickers on shit. But like, 9/11 was our generation's defining event.
That was pretty big.
But I guess Taco Bell can't come out with a 9/11 menu. So.
You know what's really messed up about 9/11 is that day. So my brother and I used to watch Pokemon on Channel 3, which I guess was a public channel. And we came home from school that day, and it was just wall-to-wall 9/11 coverage on Channel 3, and we couldn't watch Pokemon at the normal time.
This new Pokemon sucks.
That was a core memory. I was like, is that the one where the giant Pokemon are destroying the buildings?
The Pokemon Island?
Yeah. But my core memory is that I was mildly inconvenienced by 9/11, and I'll never forget that that's what my child self thought. I was like,
no, a Pidgeot hit the second tower.
Yeah, my mom's like, oh, he's experiencing normal emotions. It's okay, honey, this is scary. I was like, no, it's not that scary that Pokemon's not on. It's just inconvenient.
You're just like, this is bullshit. Okay?
Yeah, it's just bullshit.
Don't care about architecture at all. Why are we watching this?
And then all of a sudden, I'm like, what do you mean this is not fiction? 9/11 coverage.
I thought this was just some shitty story that we were watching.
I thought you were watching Dallas or something, Mom. They take place in New York.
and that's why our whole generation got off without, really caring that much.
Yeah.
And making jokes.
Yeah, that's very true. I think that's a hallmark of our generation is the nihilism, the dark humor.
It is. And boomers get so pissed about it. They get so worked up.
They get pissed about it because it's hard to fight against nihilism, too. It's like fighting a potato sack. It's not hitting back, but it's just frustrating.
Yeah,
you're like,
why won't you die?
I can't make these kids stop, but I can't make them angry about it because they're nihilistic. Keep being nihilists.
Yeah, just, it's all going to burn.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Are you a nihilist? You're pretty nihilistic. I am.
I mean... Dude, you've heard me rant on this
we're both
podcast.
pretty, jaded.
Like, I'm fully prepared at any moment to have... I'm buying more firearms because I'm fully prepared for civil war. At the end of this, if we come out on top without having to get violent, awesome. But, the country is degrading at such a rapid rate, it is impossible not to be nihilistic. I'm just prepared. I'm like... I told my wife yesterday, I was like, we might have to move to a different country. But then I don't think it's going to get much better, and at least here I have guns to defend our homestead.
Exactly.
So,
and I think you're not giving yourself enough credit because you're overriding your nihilism by getting a bunch of guns and preparing. You want to live. You want to protect you and your family.
I don't know that it's that I want to live. It's just I don't want to go out like a bitch. Okay,
dude. In my head, this was supposed to just be like a cute, fun Y2K memory episode.
We can pull it back in. We're only,
but it turns out
10 minutes in.
But it turns out these are the sentiments that probably a lot of millennials have anyways. So.
Millennials are like, fuck it, I don't care.
The nostalgia.
It's. I was just talking to someone the other day about how party allegiance, the Democrats, and this is gonna start. It's gonna start very political sounding, but it is a good testament to how millennials are approaching everything. Democrats, despite the party in power being Republicans, ruining everything, making everything infinitely worse. And like most of MAGA that has had any sense in their head has already been woken up to like what's really happening. Democrats are still trending down at 30%. And the only thing that they have to do is just say, we will make things better in the way that you all understand they need to be made better. Give people health care, stop letting billionaires trample us, and allow us to breathe a little bit and make them pump money back into the economy by paying taxes, and stop the world from burning so our kids don't have to live in some, post-apocalyptic hellscape. And the Democrats are like, we can't do any of that, and we want to give more money to Israel. And that's like the one thing that like I genuinely think that,
dude, that's why I wanted to leave the party, because I was like, I'm tired of being a loser.
Yeah, like,
if I want to feel like a loser, I'll go to a Panthers game.
Like the best thing, Obama came in full sweep.
Sorry,
like,
be cool.
Just crushed
Stop
it.
losing.
Just crushed it. And then the one thing that they had to offer after Obama was Hillary Clinton, which everybody was like, don't do that. Don't stop. What are you doing? Don't do that. And then they did it, and they were like, yeah, well, it's over for us now. And then Trump fucked up so bad that we got another chance. And I say we.
Yeah.
I'm not a liberal. I'm not a Democrat. I've joked about it based on my take that everyone should have health care. And billionaires shouldn't run the world. I'm labeled as a leftist, so I'm a leftist. Yeah. But I also love, and by the way, if you go far enough left, you get your guns back. So sure, I'm a leftist. But then we get literally like his brain was already Swiss cheese. Yeah. And they were like, get the old guy that ran with the cool hip black guy. That'll work.
They were like, get the guy who thought he was president and who thought Obama was the help or his butler. He already thought he was president once. Let's just run it back.
And he's there.
Obama was the best personal secretary / butler.
And by the way, like the entire time Biden was president, the right and the MAGA crowd was like, he's got dementia, he's old. And I was like, yes, you're correct about all of us. They made a mistake.
You're right.
And then they primaried him again.
Biden was like, let's run it back.
They primary him again. And then he realizes that he forgot that he's running again.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I got to do it for 4 years.
He's like, I'm not going to make it that long. So then he was like, put the other help lady, the lady help up there.
The lady.
And then they throw Kamala up there, and she's
my butler's understudy.
And the one thing that she needed to do was say, hey, we're just not going to keep giving billions of your dollars to Israel. And like, she couldn't do that. She couldn't do that one simple thing. She couldn't just stand on business on a few things and say, fine, look. And by the way, you can still stay in Israel's good graces and not give them money if it's really that important to you, because America is struggling right now. All you have to do is go, hey, we need to focus on what's going on at home first.
Yeah.
That's all people want to hear.
That'd be awesome.
And this is where I get into what, like,
would love some help.
Why millennials are the way they are is because, like, party loyalty is done. Political loyalty is done. MAGA is almost strictly comprised of boomers and Gen X. And I know a lot of people see, like, Charlie Kirk's crowds were all MAGA kids, right? And he was like the Hitler Youth Program for MAGA.
And that one Aiden Ross, that one kid guy.
That kid.
I don't know anything about him. I've just seen him in a MAGA hat and know he has followers, and that's it.
That kid is like the kid who always used to eat fucking stinky ass chips and would like walk around, but his parents had some money and he had like
he'd wipe them on the poor kids.
Yeah, he had all the cool gaming consoles, so like all the football players and shit would go hang out at his house.
Yeah,
and then they'd use his house as a party spot because his parents were always fucked off. But he was never cool himself.
He thought they were his friends, but they were actually using him.
They were just using him, and that's who Aiden Ross is.
Okay,
he's just a shithead.
Fair enough.
And that it is what it is. But like all those kids we're told, by the way, is that, hey, the money that you have, like your YouTube money, your Twitch money, all of that money, the Democrats want to take it. And they were like, no, bro, I got to stay MAGA because, like, I want my money.
Yeah.
And that's all it's been about for them. But, like, for the most part, like, MAGA, that weird culty loyalty is strictly confined to, like, boomers and Gen X. Millennials are just, fuck you. And
nihilism is so hot right now.
Like, it really is. Like, it's fueling the machine that is, nihilism might be the most adequate tool for reform that we have ever seen.
I've thought about running for our city's mayor as this weird nihilistic joke.
Dude.
And I was like, I'm not going to do that because there's a chance it would work. Because
I'm telling you,
people just don't give a shit anymore.
We will co-mayor the shit out of this city, the Dad Voice podcast, because we could make ourselves a limited license corporation, and corporations are people based on the law. So we could run as the podcast for mayor of the city of Greensboro and turn this into a nihilistic.
If we could route our podcast
haven
through the tornado sirens every morning and just play it around the whole city.
And it's just me going, get your guns.
Boy, it really is easy to just go down the fascist track.
We did it, guys.
I have the chills. That was tempting. That was way too tempting, dude. I get the allure now.
Power is the nectar that we crave. Like, it's...
So, yeah, fun, like, 2000s stuff, you know? Maybe we can teach the kids about some of the 2000s stuff that they are, you know, liking right now. And,
well,
to either tell them what it was really like in a not gatekeepy way, or...
It's interesting because, like, my son, 8 years old, my oldest, he just found out about Halo and stuff through Fortnite because they did Halo skins and stuff. And it is kind of like going back in that loop and going, oh, well, let me tell you about Halo. Let me tell you about the start of Halo. And then he glazes over and I'm like, all right, so there's Planet Reach, right? And then he's like, all right, cut the shit.
Yeah,
like,
he's like, all right, chicken jockey.
Right, chicken jockey. But, yeah, but do you remember, like, hit clips and stuff like that?
Yeah.
And, like, the toothbrushes that played songs in your head?
Yeah. Oh, my God, yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of failed CIA project was that? They just gave it to Procter & Gamble. They were like, do whatever you want with this.
and they were like, we're going to put Backstreet Boys in a toothbrush.
Yeah, get the kids used to that. You play it backwards, it's just a Netanyahu speech.
It's just...
See, the whole giving money to Israel thing is very trendy 2000s, too, because I remember when we were kids, I was like, so there's like a country in the Middle East that's like America, and we just give them a ton of money, and they're like America, but they're surrounded by countries that are, what I'm being told, are not like America.
And by the way, our grandparents were like, is it a country now?
Yeah, they're like, what?
Because it wasn't when I was a kid.
Oh, the boat finally arrived. They drew the lines? Did they draw them properly? It's hotly contested.
But yeah,
It's a topic of debate. But yeah, so toothbrushes playing.
To me, Israel is the...
I tried so hard to bring us back.
To me, Israel is what Mormonism is to the global landscape. Because both are things that our grandparents can go, that's not true, that's not a real thing, it didn't exist when I was a kid.
That's not a real thing, but damn it, am I voting for them for their interests? Yeah. I don't know why. Okay, so something about the 2000s that you're kind of hitting on is they experimented with a lot of just weird things.
Yeah.
Before we were able to just kind of sit and play on our phones and stuff forever, they tried to occupy our minds with the purple ketchup, the toothbrushes that play songs in your head. I feel like the 2000s was a big time for children's like toys and lifestyle products.
I remember
just experimentation.
This is a real conversation, by the way, that I remember hearing as a kid. A group of parents that are Gen X, they were our parents, right? We're sitting and they were talking about the colors in the food and how everything is insanely colored now. and they were like,
"Oh, boomers don't like that."
They were like, their shits are like a rainbow. The shit stains in my toilet are like a rainbow, and that is the millennial mark. Is just rainbow shits. Like, and it didn't.
Dude,
like,
we were pumped with Red Dye 40 and all that stuff. Like, I know we won't go down that road, but it's a funny joke.
It's just crazy to me that we don't have superpowers. Like, we were the experimented generation for all the chemicals, I'm telling you, it's very hard to imagine that you could brush your teeth with a toothbrush that blasted hit songs and you weren't getting a little radiation in your brain. Like, you know what I mean?
Now that I think about it, that's not good for a developing brain. It does not seem conducive to...
Do you really want to get into
You're at school, you're like, it won't get out of my head.
Do you really want to get into the millennial problem and what really stunted brain development or fucked our brain development?
Go for it.
Porn.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, porn being accessible.
Became very accessible.
And for our generation, as we became adults, like, you now have it on your phone all the time. And, dude, like, you don't even have to want it. Like, I'm not like a big porn guy. I'm just not. Like, I have someone. It's gonna sound really old of me to say this, but I'm just like too busy for porn.
Oh yeah,
I don't have time for that shit. Like, I wake up, get the kids ready for school. I'm about to start going to the gym in the morning, so I'm gonna be up at like 4:30. Gym, get the kids ready for school, right into work. As soon as I'm off work, the kids are home. Got to make dinner. Got to study for whatever new fucking certification of the week I'm studying for. Got to do editing for the podcast. Make sure I spend some time with my wife so she doesn't leave me because she's so pretty and awesome and I'm not. So I need her to stick around.
Yeah, that's you got to keep it on lock.
I should probably
you know that I'm in the same boat.
That. She's awesome and then pretty. Who she is much more important than how she looks, but she is also just a fucking smoke show. So points all around. But if I have time for that brand of leisure, I'm gonna rub on her butt cheeks and be like, "Hey, you got a minute?"
Yeah, that's quick. That's easy.
And then we just wait for the kids to go to sleep and then fit it in wherever we can.
Yeah.
But like, porn has made like these weird cave creatures out of, and I think we're seeing it even more with Gen Z and Gen Alpha because they didn't even have the adjustment period.
Yeah.
It's just there.
Yeah, it's just there, and more social interactions are virtual.
Yeah.
So you're already like, well, my sexual interaction may as well be too.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like stunting.
I don't know how to talk to a girl. Huh?
Yeah.
And you know what the thing is? I didn't even know how in school before phones and stuff too. So I can't even imagine how tough it is for some young men and women to approach the other sex now in general.
I'm gonna be honest.
It was already tough before phones and.
Yeah, I'm not gonna speak for you because I've always thought you had a certain charm about you, but like,
thanks.
For me, it is crazy that I was able to speak to women and like enough to get married to one.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
I know. That was such a huge burden off my shoulders.
Yeah.
I don't have to do that anymore.
I feel like a lot.
It's so nice.
I feel like most guys probably don't have those fears, but like I always was like, dude, I'm really not handsome. I don't have money.
Very rejection adverse too.
Yeah, like
I never learned how to properly grapple with my emotions, so I'm very rejection averse. Like because I'll not flip out, but I just don't know how to handle it.
No, I deal with rejection sensitive dysphoria really in the worst way. Like it's
dude, it sucks. It bleeds into not just talking to women and stuff too. It bleeds into your everyday life, like asking for a promotion, just stuff like that. And I wonder if that's something that I'm gonna assume our generation has more of.
Right. Well, and like
the younger generation
talking to someone I've known for years, and I'll make a joke and they'll be like, that's not really a funny joke, and then they'll continue the conversation like they were just like making a statement. Hey, I don't think that's funny. And
I'm stuck.
A normal person would be like, oh, okay, I won't make that joke again. I'm like never speaking to this person again.
Yeah, I'm like, they want to kill my whole family.
Yeah,
they want to publicly slander me. I'm gonna get canceled.
They think
even though I'm not even notable.
Right, like I matter very little.
They hate
to them.
me.
And yeah, so that's definitely a millennial thing, I think. And Gen X is
Gen Z and Gen Alpha, or if they experience that, you're experiencing the Y2K nostalgia, right? We're right there with you on that.
That's the millennial vibe, you know. And I am trying my best to like keep up with trends because it is important. Oh, good! I found a way to bring it back into parenting. It is important to
That's
be
right.
able
We do
to,
have kids.
Yeah, that's what the whole podcast is about. I think it's important as parents to be able to kind of not only like tell your kids, oh, this is what it was like for me growing up, but like being able to keep up with trends, being able to have that, and it sometimes helps to relate it to trends from yours, like the 6'7" trend. Okay, have you heard of that?
I was kind of reading the description. Yeah.
So it started with a rap song, and then it became
LaMelo Ball too, the Hornets player.
Well, so the song came out, and then people started saying 6'7" for LaMelo Ball because he is 6'7", and that was like the whole thing, and that's where it became like a trend for people to go 6'7", and then there's this one weird kid that's 6'7", and he's just a video of him going 6'7", and like it blew up.
Wow.
But in my head, I just relate every time my kid walks around the house and vocally stims 6'7", I'm just like 1738.
Yeah, baby.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, baby.
So we all have our numbers.
Yeah.
Okay?
Dude, my wife and I were just doing 1738 the other day, and I taught my daughter how to do it. She was like 1738, and I was like, yeah, baby.
There's just it will always be something, right? Like especially with social media. Like
Every generation
trends,
has their vocal stems.
Yeah, and trends just catch fire like so quickly. Like we will never be that because we're old guys talking about the trends, unless you guys want to share clips of our stuff and make us go viral.
Whoa,
what a concept!
that would be crazy.
It would be
Our
crazy.
wives would respect us a lot more.
Yeah, well. Every time I tell Lauren, I'm like, oh, I think this is the post that's going to go viral.
Katie literally is like, no.
Lauren's like, okay, sure. And then I'll be like cussing in my office. I'll be like, son of a fucking bitch. TikTok stopped us at 1,000 again.
Yeah. And that happens a lot, and it'll keep happening. But then even when my own videos, I started getting multiple with over 1 million views, my wife was still just like, okay. She was like, let me know when it makes money. I was like, I'm trying.
Come on, babe. No, and that's it. That is the validity of social media now.
It is.
It's like you can be popular, but like if you're not making money off of it,
it's nothing.
People can smell that on you.
That the CNN anchor shared my video, and it's like in the 90s, if you were on CNN, you were doing something.
Yeah.
But now it's just like,
and now she's like,
I got
this
nothing from it.
indiscriminate white guy made a video.
Yeah. Yeah. She's like, watch this cracker. I don't know.
We need some dead space filled. Watch this guy.
It literally was, it was an old Obama speech on her story. It was Russia invading Ukraine. Then it was just me. And then it was just Netanyahu speaking. It was the most surreal thing. I already talked about it before.
You were
Haven't made a
between
dime.
Obama and Netanyahu.
Yeah. I've made 12 cents on one app doing comedy.
Which app?
Clapper.
Fuck.
They really want people over there.
Follow us on Clapper.
I was like, dude, I don't like the name of this. Dad's in there fucking around on Clapper again.
Clapper does sound like a porn.
It
like
does.
a porn
It's
shorts.
clap-
Kind of
I
thing.
mean, and I'll make it clap for money.
Yeah.
Or virility, viralness.
Both virility. That makes. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Whatever. Virility. Just make us go viral somewhere, please. I'm begging you.
We probably are while we're recording this, and we're just sitting here bitching and complaining about it.
I think the secret to that is, by the way, just pay for it.
Yeah,
That's the real secret.
they're actually telling you in their commercials that's the way to do it.
Yeah. Well, every time we hit like about 1,000, and I'll check the analytics, all of a sudden a message on TikTok pops up. It's like, make this the next viral post. See how to promote it. I'm like, you sons of bitches.
That's
I
how
know
they
what you're
get
doing.
you. Yeah, that's how they get you.
And by the way, we won't be able to clip anything anti-Israel moving forward with TikTok because Oracle is
I like being
owned
alive.
by a Zionist.
Oh, yeah, that too.
And, yeah, and we'll be murdered in our beds.
Being alive.
It's crazy to me, by the way. we have freedom of speech unless we speak out against Israel. So that's something to mull over.
Who's the real America?
That's right. So what were the 2000s like for you? Like what the 2000s I feel like is our peak years of like that, our formative years, right? So early 2000s, 2010. We graduated in 2010, so I'd say like that's where we stepped into adulthood. But 2000s,
we should mentally put ourselves in the space where we were 16, because that would have been 2008.
Yeah.
Very 2000s year. I'd say I'd come home from school.
Some of the best metalcore came out in the early 2000s.
God, dude, I used to be obsessed with The Devil Wears Prada. And
oh my God,
Jesus!
Before Frankie Palmieri became, well, I mean, he was always a piece of shit, but like Amir put out one of the best metalcore records, Goodbye to the Gallows, and I think Frankie's an asshole, but like, God, some of the best music, some like
Amir was hard, dude.
Amir was, they still are, like their breakdowns from that record are insane. None of those members are there anymore, so I can still give them props without blowing Frankie, but like, yeah, some of the best breakdowns we can do.
I was gonna say we're going down a path.
I'm considering potentially doing like a podcast where we just talk about music and shit, because like
you could make it very niche too, and just specifically 2000s like metalcore and stuff.
Yeah. Anyways, keep an eye out for a non-dad podcast where we just talk about 2000s metalcore.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
It. But
okay, yeah. So 2000s for me, it very much just. If you watch Drake and Josh, it looks like that a lot. I would come home from school. My first car was my grandma's 1998 Honda CR-V. I'd come home from school. I put subwoofers in it. Yeah. Then I eventually got it painted black and got the windows tinted, and it was just my grandma's CR-V. It was the most ridiculous thing.
You blacked that shit out?
I did. And
by the way, everyone in the 2000s did that. We all looked like fucking drug dealers.
Yeah,
like
that was just what you wanted to do.
That was the drug dealer aesthetic.
I had to have the subwoofers in an old Honda CR-V. Come home from school. I would just do my homework in class like 5 minutes before we turned it in. So
if I did it at all.
So I would come home, heat up some frozen burritos, but if not, I stopped at McDonald's on the way home and got the original snack wraps. I tried the ones they brought back recently.
Garbage. Hot garbage.
Yeah, they weren't good. And I'm not trying to be gatekeepy or whatever, but it was just genuinely not good.
It's because they don't have the chicken selects.
Yeah.
What they were doing with the chicken selects back then was the best thing they did with the chicken.
It was revolutionary.
My wife is like, if she was more social, she would have started a petition and gone door to door to get selects back. That was the downfall of the snack wrap. If they're not going to bring back the selects, they can't bring back the snack wrap.
Yeah. So after school, maybe get the snack wrap with the selects. It was a different taste. Watch some Drake and Josh. Yep. My younger brother. If I didn't get McDonald's, I would sprinkle some shredded cheese on a microwave burrito, heat that up, watch Drake and Josh, and then I'd go upstairs, get my buddies, who are my neighbors also, and longtime best friends, play Halo.
Yeah.
Play Halo, get very competitive, and very focused, too, because I think nowadays when I'm playing games with them, all of us will kind of stop and check our phones real quick, but we didn't have anything else to do, so we were intensely focused on beating all these MLG players that would come up on Halo.
The only people you were talking to, in the same way that we use our phones to talk now, were the people you were playing with.
Yeah.
Like, you had a headset if you had the money for it, and you could message each other on Xbox. And we, by the way, there is no generation that can type with a controller better than ours. Like, like you could pump out a message.
Yeah.
And it was a hateful,
it was a
venomous message.
It was
like, you piece of shit, kill
you
yourself.
You guys are
garbage. I
hate you. Yeah.
And then we were like, all right, anyways, next match.
Yeah. And I wonder if this generation, it's as effective or important like it was for us, making certain friends on Xbox Live, they became actual long distance friends that people would meet up with and hang out with. I'm sure
even
that's
in
still a
early
thing.
Destiny, like Destiny clans from D1 would
Shout
go
out to
meet
Cole's
up.
Destiny clan.
Yeah.
And Alex Messiah.
Yeah,
and I'm
dude.
so sorry that he forgot you existed.
Mass. I didn't forget you existed.
You just didn't know his name,
didn't put
his last name.
I've only ever referred to him as Mass because that's his name in
right.
Destiny and in Discord.
Shout out to you guys.
Shout out to
for
you
holding
guys.
it down.
If anyone else from the clan listens, the Fighting Badgers, like Destiny might be in the shitter, but you're always alive in my hearts. The clan will go on.
That was remarkable.
It was, dude.
Destiny might be in the shitter, but you're always in my heart.
That's right, dude. Destiny is in the shitter. I haven't played with the clan in forever.
Yeah.
It's devastating. However, all of those guys are top tier people. Like, I love every time we do a raid or whatever. It was always fun and hilarious, and those guys are just the salt of the earth. Like, they're great guys. So always loved my Destiny clan.
Shout out to the
Badgers
Destiny clan
for forever. But yeah,
what did it look like for you, man?
So
it looked different for us. You got out more.
That is the nicest way of saying that I hated going home.
Quite literally, it's also a homeless joke. Sorry.
So, like, I was unhoused a lot in high school. I think I hit it pretty well. I don't know if you guys could tell. Like, you and I weren't, like, super tight in high school.
Yeah, I couldn't tell.
But, like, my mom kicked me out every other day. Like, it was, she has a personality disorder. And I was a teenager, and I was like, I'm not doing this with you anymore. And she was like, well, get the fuck out. That whole bit. But I still had my fun, okay? I had friends.
Yeah, what was fun, nostalgic about it? What it looked like?
Like, especially for me, during the weekdays, it was like a fight to survive. But most of my friends understood what it was like for me. So on the weekends, one of my friends would be like, yo, you can crash my place. And that normally looked like us getting stoned, playing some, like, I would scrounge up enough money to get the weed and the pizza. And
nice.
I would cover the pot and the pizza, and we would play video games and eat a whole pie between two people. And if more people came, they contributed to their own pizza. But we were all just slamming pizzas, getting stoned, drinking crazy amounts of soda that probably fucked our guts, and playing Halo. So this generation will never understand how important it was to pause a game of zombies but leave it running.
Oh, yeah.
Because we would play zombies and we would go for round after round, and if you died, you would hand off the controller if we had a group of people. So there would be a constant group in rotation, and we would go like insane amounts of rounds doing this because, like, you know, some people were better than others, and some people would hold their spot and they'd be able to hold it down and keep the revives going and everything like that. But it's not like today where you just play until you're done, and then when you're done, you're done. You could keep going.
You could.
And you could pause it. And that was the thing, is like you would pause it, and people would be at hundreds of rounds in zombies. And then I remember I wasn't there for it, but I remember one distinct situation where a group that we had hung out with, I can't even remember who it was, but a group we hung out with, some of the guys at their house had a round, and they were like at 140 rounds. And
that's when they just don't
it.
stop coming.
Yeah, and some girl got drunk and tripped over the PlayStation and unplugged it and killed their 140 round game.
That's like an unforgivable sin.
When I tell you that I thought the next words coming out of their mouth were, and then they all stabbed her like Julius Caesar in the Senate and then threw her out of the third story window, that would have made sense to me. But they were like, no, they just screamed at her and told her to get the fuck out. And I was like,
fair enough.
You know, now if I hear that, I'm like, wow, that's a really shitty thing to do to anyone. Like, it's just a video game. Yeah. But back then I was
then it was serious.
I get it. You know, hey, I mean, it is what it is.
I'm not trying to sound gatekeepy, but something about the original zombies was a little scarier for me because I think the mechanics weren't as good. They weren't as animated. They were just very drone-ish and just constantly coming.
And
but yeah. And it just, something about that was scarier, and something about aiming down the scope and just a head appearing there because you just didn't realize it was coming because it wasn't constantly screaming like they do now.
And controller like sensitivity and connectivity was there was more latency and all that shit. So like now you act as your gun on the screen reacts as reflexively as you do. Back then, like you were like, why am I not turning fast enough?
Yeah,
like,
you miss,
shit.
and the zombie's like 2 feet from you now, and you're like, God,
and by the way, like the first zombies I think was in like World War II.
Yeah,
right. So like
that was the original with like the M1 Garand or whatever.
You have bolt action rifles for the most part. So you whiff a shot, and now your character's like,
yeah,
and it's not like these new Call of Duty mechanics where they like spit on the bolt and it just automatically pulls back for them like there, and so it was a different time. It was a different time.
So games were a little more frustrating,
but I will say they have done a good job of making zombies a challenge still. Like that shit's kind of crazy. Like
I've played some of the newer ones, and it's
crazy turbo.
There's a lot to keep up with.
Yeah.
Like you're like, all right, we got to break down this door to get through here, and it's like there's more of a narrative to them now.
Oh
it's not just you are in this old house.
They run this whole side story about it, like there's time travel and shit like that. I haven't been keeping up, but anyways, like it's interesting. It is interesting. It's for me that's what it was. Is you go and it was just like you eat food that's near you.
Yeah.
We weren't going out to restaurants and doing like that was something you did with your family. Back then, it was considered a nice family outing to go to places like Applebee's and Olive Garden and shit. Back then, you didn't just go to Applebee's to get drunk and get in fistfights. Like you went to like.
It was a good family time.
When I was a kid, there were still smoking sections.
Yeah.
Like you could go and sit in a restaurant and get the sweet smell of Marlboro Reds wafted over. Yeah. And, it's different now. And Obama was like, no more public smoking. And I didn't really give a shit either way. I just wanted that one opportunity.
It would be cool to experience
to
smoking
just go
inside.
Light up a cigarette. And then watch as some family across, and then flick my cigarette butt at
their 2-year-old.
Yeah, at their 2-year-old, just be like, "Fuck you," And that never happened to me. But
should have got the flame-resistant high chair cover.
The polyurethane high chair just starts to melt a little.
2000s, baby, loved them. Is that guy wearing a leather jacket?
But also back then, like Wendy's had high chairs in them. Yeah. Because you would go in and sit down in a Wendy's.
Yeah. Family affair.
They're getting rid of chairs now. Like, and all of the fast food places are these like cookie cutter. Oh, excuse me.
Oh, yeah, they took the fun out of everything.
All of the fast food places are cookie cutter. They stopped putting Playplaces in because they've realized, like, the fast food game.
Every single fast food place just looks like the CDC headquarters now.
It's all real estate now. That's what
Yeah.
it is because the investment is not in the chain. Like, people are actually probably eating out less, but the investment is in
the land,
and the companies that own the land can now turn that into whatever. And that, by the way, that's what Cracker Barrel was doing. They were changing their logo, and the marketing team that fucked their logo up, they got fired. But like Cracker Barrel is still changing their appearance, their external appearance. It's no longer going to look like Pappy's, farmhouse. It's going to look like that episode of SpongeBob where he becomes normal and round.
Yeah.
Like, that's what they're doing to all those buildings. They're just normieing them up.
Wow.
And that's what's happening because these investment firms found out that if you just make everything uniform, a Taco Bell could be rapidly turned into a McDonald's or a Burger King.
It's not even an extremely political thing to say that these investment firms They are sucking the fun out of all these places.
No,
it's not even a political thing. They're doing it because it's cost saving and uniformity creates an equal thing. It's a fact. They're sucking the fun out of these places.
And you'll notice that people spend less time in them now.
Yeah.
Because it's not fun.
It's just a means to an end now. It's not an experience. You go and you get your food.
Yeah,
I already had it pre-programmed on my app. I got to pick it up.
Like,
and they know that too. I mean, it's fair enough. It's
potentially contracting
they know that
some
it was shifting to
unknown disease from the McDonald's Playplace and pinching yourself and getting slide burns and shit like that. Like it was all part of the experience, and now our generation will never have that. And it's just, I don't know. I'm so sick of billionaires ruining everything. And that's just just a disheartening thing that they've done. Like, it just sucks because they did take the fun out of it. They really sucked the life out of it for us. But at the same time, like, we're adults. We've had the fun sucked out of us since. It's
not like I can go on a Playplace now anyway, right. So...
If I
at least I had the memory.
The police.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. It's different, and like
It was a little more colorful back then.
It was. I try to look at things from the perspective of our kids and go, what are their things going to be? You know?
Yeah.
And I don't know if that I've dialed in yet, but for us, we had our things. We had. Dude, like Hot Topic at the mall had the metalcore logo still, and FYE sold CDs, and they were thriving because like you still bought CDs, and we all had books of CDs in our cars.
Yeah, and you flip through them, and I could still hear the sound of that plastic hitting because it was hot outside.
Yeah, that vinyl cut, and you had to like pull them apart, and then you had like burned CDs.
Oh yeah,
that you would rip off of the internet, like LimeWire.
Yeah, you ruined the family's computer with LimeWire.
That's right, but you would get the newest record of whatever you wanted, you know.
Yeah.
And I remember I ripped there's this band called the Irish Front that was like this deathcore band from I think New York, and I ripped it onto a CD of my mother's, and it was like a Fleetwood Mac CD that she had ripped. And,
big mistake.
And she went and put it in, and she was like, "What the fuck is this?"
It's Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah, it's like,
this was before Stevie Nicks. You don't remember that? That's what they sounded like.
And it's just this cacophonic breakdown just happening, and two guys just screeching. And
Stevie Nicks really brought the emotional aspect to it. I guess our generation was like one of the. This will sound gatekeepy too, I guess, but it's one of the last like tangible generations where you went to Hot Topic to buy that stuff. I don't know, actually went to do the stuff. You didn't order it. If that makes any sense. You held the CD.
I can order anything I want from right here.
Yep.
I can get whatever I need.
I could order a drone strike from here, probably.
Yeah. Most of the shit that we use for this podcast, I didn't go out to the store to buy this. Nope. It came right here. And, you know, and some people...
You didn't know this podcast was supported by a billionaire, Jeff Bezos.
Some people will be like, oh, well, you talk shit about billionaires, but you use their business. And it's like, yeah, well...
Yeah, I did. It's convenient.
Yeah. God forbid that as our financial infrastructure is crumbling... I tap into the convenience that is a byproduct of what they're doing to us. Like,
you know what? You caught me. I actually just enjoy being a hypocrite.
That's right. This is actually
this is America.
I don't know. Like, first off, if you as a member of the working class are going after people for that, you're being a bad member of the working class. Like, solidarity is a thing, and people need to put it in a different perspective. You wouldn't come at someone who lives in a food desert for using a food ordering app to get better nourishment for their family. You shouldn't come at people for ordering clothing or the things they need or little luxuries because that's all we have. Like that's our generation has become really good at appreciating what luxuries we have. This podcast is one of them.
Yeah, and when I get enough money to go to the bespoke ring light store, I'll go.
Yeah.
I'll go support that.
If I can find a guy who just makes ring lights,
being a hypocrite
by gluing fireflies to a wood plank.
Net zero. Yeah. We're getting there. That's our promise, is to be sustainable net zero by the time we blow up.
That's right. Because then we'll be able to afford bespoke ring lights.
Bespoke ring lights, functioning microphones.
Old antique microphones.
Yeah, that weren't just thrown onto my front porch by some dude who makes $15 an hour.
Oh, man. But no, I don't know. Our generation just has different takes on it. But, like, I will say that, like, Gen Z gets real preachy about shit like that, but then they do the same shit. They're like...
You got to keep up appearances. I get it.
Speaking of appearances, our fashion is just gone. Like,
yeah.
I didn't realize that just is the thing that happened. You just find what your comfort fashion is, and then you never leave it.
Yeah.
And now Gen Z and Gen Alpha are like, you guys dress like old people.
It's crazy being in that position where when we were wearing those clothes in the 2000s, we were like, there's no way this can't look cool or ever age out. Like, what do you mean? This is how things are going to look forever. And then you look back and you're like, what the fuck were we wearing?
Clothes sizes
that's just
too
fashion,
small,
man. You always
like
think you're right.
Double studded belts, or belts with bullets on them.
Yeah, the loops, loop belts too, the cloth loop belts.
Yeah, dude. Oh yeah. Which were basically like tourniquets.
Yeah, going to Kohl's and getting the T-shirt that says like, "My sister ate my homework," or whatever that dumb shit.
It's just the pictures, and it's like eat, sleep, play video games.
You were
things I do on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, literally. Not talk to my girlfriend. You were totally that kid that had the blue flame button up.
Oh, yeah, dude, the Guy Fieri special.
The Guy Fieri special.
For sure, dude.
Young Guy Fieri.
No, that's who I was. I mean, we all emulate.
We went over that too. Like if your name was Colson, everybody, you had a bad home life, but at least your parents let you do whatever you wanted.
Blonde, bleached spiked up hair.
I had that at one point too.
Bleach spiked up hair, the Guy Fieri special, wraparound shades, and the metal ball necklace with some Jinko jeans. Like that was
older. This subreddit keeps
fashion.
popping up on me, and I subscribe because it's so cool. Older brother core, and older brother core aesthetic is like the old Xbox home screen and like a Monster Energy older brother core.
That's it. It really is.
That's something I learned about this week, and it's so visceral.
We are both older brothers, so that really resonates.
I can see it.
And it's funny because my little brother, he's like, I mean, he's
a lot younger than you, isn't he?
He's 7 years younger, so we had quite an age gap, but he's still like, he's a grown ass man now.
Yeah.
And he just, like, he even considers, like, I think I talked about it a couple episodes back. I went to see my favorite band, Bayside, and I was telling him, I was like, yeah, man, I'm out here seeing Bayside for their 25-year anniversary. And I was like telling him about like my favorite songs, and he's like, yeah, I used to listen to that when you would play, and he's like, I really liked them. And I realized like that's just older brother music to him. Like, that's just
that was his older brother core.
Yeah, and for me, to me, that was like the baseline that everybody should grow to appreciate. Like, that was the fine wine that people just had to acquire the taste for. And I don't know, man, like when he was like, yeah, man, I remember that was cool. I was like, I'm so old.
Yeah. I remember hearing you talk about them in between sips of my bottle.
Yeah, like, or trying to learn, Don't Call Me Peanut on acoustic guitar in my bedroom and before, school or whatever. And it's just different because, like, he was really into rap when he was younger, and, like, he's still... The cool thing about being the big brother is, like, your influence does trail in, because he, like, would listen to metalcore, and he would be, like, into shit. One big band that I remember playing constantly was Under Oath. Like, they're only chasing safety. Oh, my God, dude, I
love them.
They're Only Chasing Safety and Define the Great Line are arguably two of the best records of all time, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, just solid front to back. Especially, and they were really big in North Carolina because Spencer Chamberlain was from North Carolina.
Yeah, he went to insert local high school name here that my dad went to.
Yeah, and his brother Phil played in a bunch of bands around the area. Like they were both musically inclined.
Dude, Is that what the song's called? Writing on the Walls?
Yeah.
That came on randomly on my phone the other day. Why don't we sit right here for half an hour?
Yeah,
dude, oh my God.
And some kids, like, these two old guys are just fucking singing this old person song.
Back in the day, the old guys were singing the, like, burp, 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 and we're like, sit right here for half an hour.
Hello, my
waste I am. And I will miss your feet again.
Oh, I love you.
That's where I need to find some comfort.
By the way, though, we joke about that, but that's how I started. Like, that's...
Dude, me too.
I was a vocalist for...
I was able to get into hardcore and metalcore because my mom was strict about what I listened to, but bands like The Devil Wears Prada and Under Oath, who I was like, they're Christian bands.
Christian.
They're Christian bands. I didn't do the air quotes when I told her, though. Yeah, I was like, they're Christian bands.
No,
and
that
was my way in, and I did it.
By the way, those
a lot
bands,
of them are, too.
Those bands were Christian bands, and a lot of those bands have gotten away from it, but it was easier to get signed as a Christian band. And there's like a whole thing in the culture about that. About so many bands. Like, there was a band called Underneath the Gun that labeled themselves as a Christian band, and like they were heavy as shit. They were really good. Christian band, got them way more shows.
Apparently POD isn't a Christian band, but they got confused as one because the name POD was like paid on delivery, and it was something about like but it turned out it was just
paid on death.
Yeah,
it was people thought that it was about Christ,
but they just worked in shipping at their retail store or whatever, I think, is what it was.
And a lot of their songs are... Well, and that's another thing.
Their songs are very meaningful, too. So.
Era of music is a lot of the music was religiously ambiguous.
Yeah.
So, like, you could... Under Oath had one song on their Only Chasing Safety that was, like, more of a prayer, worship kind of song. The rest were, like...
Dealing with angst and just regular non-religious topics.
And like The Devil Wears Prada, the same way. Like, all of those songs had religiously ambiguous undertones that allowed them to skate past some of the blocks that were put up. But then you did have bands like For Today, where those bands were legitimately like hardcore Christian, and the singer of For Today is a super conservative dude. Like, For Today ultimately, I think, ended up collapsing because of homophobic positions that he took because of his religious positions. So, like, there were Christian bands, but for the most part, most of those early 2000s metalcore, post-hardcore bands were just labeling themselves and writing religiously ambiguous music. It's the same thing as a clean comedian.
And a lot of them, it makes sense because a lot of them were probably playing in like church basements, YMCAs, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't be super vulgar when you're playing at venues like that.
This is why
where you can.
This is why it worked for labels too, is because you put a single Christian band on a label, and you then can stack other bands that aren't Christian onto that label, and the Christian band can go, we're using this as an opportunity to bring non-Christian listeners to Christ.
Oh.
And then the church would be like, well, this is a mission for the Lord, like, bring it in. And you and I, in those most formative years, we both lived in the South. And like in New York, you can rent. You don't have to do that whole spiel.
Yeah.
Like, you just a church needs fucking money, and they'll let you put whatever show you want. You could sacrifice a goat. They don't give a shit. Just pay them.
Yeah, down here, and I think that is like a different kind of regional thing with hardcore and stuff, and the proliferation of it down here is. The way it came about is different than some of the other regions in America. And it's interesting.
We could do.
I was gonna say we're going in.
But like this is the 2000s for us, and this was like the main
very
thing
important.
I did.
It's how I dealt with my emotions.
Yeah,
like,
and I feel like
sitting in the car screaming.
I feel like now Ticketmaster and Live Nation have completely ruined like live music experiences. But like, there's something that's still. You go into, and rest in peace to Somewhere Else Tavern, which was like my home base. I booked so many shows there. I played so many shows there. Rest in peace to Burley Hayes, a man who kept the door.
I mean,
open.
I guess I'm not surprised, but he passed.
Yeah, he passed away a few years back.
Dang.
And like that little shithole of a venue was also home for so many of us. And I miss that part of the 2000s. Just sneaking out, going to shows. Just you sneak back in, reeking of cigarette smoke and spilled beer, and you probably are gonna get screamed at, and your mom's gonna be like, "Where the fuck were you?" or whatever. But you're like, "I don't care, dude. I got to see my favorite band in what was effectively a janitor closet, and people were hanging from the rafters and shit." Like, dude, there's I don't know if you ever got into them, but one of the most important bands for me is a band called Knives Exchanging Hands.
I remember.
And I saw them for the first time at this little hot box place called the Sound Vent in Thomasville, North Carolina. And holy shit, it blew my fucking mind.
Religious experience.
Them and a band called My Hero Is Me.
I remember them.
Some of the best metalcore that has ever been written came out of those bands. I know I've said that about a couple of... The one thing I will say is Goodbye to the Gallows by Amur is just that record. Like, I don't think that Amur is one of the best metalcore bands. I just needed to clarify on that point I made earlier. But Knives Exchanging Hands, My Hero Is Me. The Carolinas, in general, produced so much good fucking music.
100%.
And that's what the 2000s were for me. That's... Wednesday night shows didn't matter. You just go, you show up, and if you didn't have the money back then, there was people that hated you would still throw you $1 to get the fuck in. Yeah. Shows were $1. Like, we would do shows.
The more the merrier.
There was a point where I was booking shows, and as soon as I had guarantee and enough money to pay the venue and maybe a few bucks to get home, I would just tell them, anybody else that walks through this door is good to walk in. Just let them come in. Because to me, it wasn't about... First off, that music is what kept me from probably killing myself. And I'm not saying that lightly. Like, I was in a bad spot as a kid. Going to shows, living that way in the early 2000s is the only reason I'm still here. And that, I'm glad we actually ended up touching on this, because that is, to me... That's why I will never stop my kids from, like, if you want to go to shows, dude, awesome. I would like to know where you are, and I would like to know that you're safe. If you drink or you do something that you're not supposed to do, just be honest with me. And that goes back to our other episodes about talking to your kids and making sure you have open lines of communication. But if my kid comes to me and goes, "Hey, I really want to go to this show. It's a local show. I just want to go see some bands."
Here's the do's and don'ts. Have fun.
Just... make sure you stay in contact with me. Let me know where you're at every step of the way. But go crazy and have fun. And take videos and remember those things. Because that's the one thing I hate, is we didn't have the ability to take a video of that.
I met The Devil Wears Prada, and I took a video with my terrible camera phone, and I still have the video on Facebook. But you can't tell what's going on. It was 2009.
It's just, it looks like a Minecraft video.
It's the most pixelated picture of, like, Mike Ronica or whatever his name was. Yeah.
But anyways, we totally turned this into me rehashing the glory days of metalcore.
That was a big part of the 2000s for you.
But this was fun, man.
Very fun.
I think we got to wrap it now because we're on time constraints. But this episode was a little less parenty, but it was still good to, like, kind of just touch on generational differences.
Parents were once young.
Parents were once young. And I enjoyed the shit out of this episode. This was fun, man.
It was fun,
I love
man.
talking about it. Hey, if you guys have kept up with us for this long, you obviously
know the drill.
Like and subscribe. If you're listening to us on any of the podcast outlets, give us a rating. I don't care if it's positive or negative. Just tell us what you think about it. So far on Spotify, we're doing awesome. 5 stars, so I'm really appreciative of that. Yeah, 5 stars.
I don't even know how to access that, so that's awesome.
You just go to our page and we can look at it. I don't know how to actually access... I guess I need to download the Spotify for artists or whatever. But no, I really have enjoyed the last few episodes. I appreciate everyone's support. It really does mean a lot. And
feels a little more real now.
It does.
What we're doing. I'm not trying to get ahead of myself, but
no, I think we're.
I feel like we built a little machine here, and it's like rolling now.
I think there was a lot of focus. The only thing I want to fix now is our audio. I think with that,
you probably just turned your mic off too.
Yeah, Nope, it's on.
Or you just turned it on.
The whole episode's fucked.
Yeah.
No, the audio is the last thing technically that I want to work on, but I think now that we have gotten our video, gotten our set figured out, it feels better, these episodes. So I hope you guys are getting the same thing out of this. Follow us on all of our socials at the Dad Voice Pod, wherever it is.
Please
our
do.
subreddit is r/thedadvoicepod, and one thing I wanted to start doing at the end of these episodes is just give some positive dad affirmations, because like we do get heavy in some of our episodes and some of the subjects kind of pull into this negative space, but one thing I want to tell people that are listening is like, hey, you're not dealing with any of this alone, okay?
Yeah.
If nobody else is proud of you for getting the fuck out of bed and doing the damn thing and getting through the day, we are proud of you. Love you, kiddo. All the good stuff.
Proud of you. You're doing great. And if you feel like as a dad you're not doing your best, just take solace in the fact that later on in life when your kids are older, they're going to remind you that you actually were.
Yeah, and you will find out years later that they see you working.
Quit beating yourself up.
Working your ass
Go
off.
have fun with your kids. Just
doing the damn thing. So you guys are doing great.
Don't overthink it.
And by the way, just to be very clear, if you are struggling, reach out to us. We both handle the social media messages that we get. If you need someone to talk to, our inbox is there, and we will both talk to you.
We will.
So, but yeah, I just want to start putting that out in there because.
Yeah, I mean it. We both mean it.
Yeah, and especially like 2 weeks ago, it got really heavy. I was having a bout of depression, and that
pesky old thing. Man. I know it happens to me too.
A product of that.
So if you want to talk to two guys who deal with it too, just message us.
That's right. But either way, love all you guys. You're doing
proud
great.
Of you.
We're proud of you, and we will see you next week.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.